Hello, good people, and welcome to the HeavenEarth Church Podcast. This is the podcast which is all about a church which has the mission to make a lasting impact on our community. I'm the producer of the podcast. My name is Brad Miller, and one of the things we love to do here on the HeavenEarth Church Podcast is get to know the people who are part of the HeavenEarth Church community, for you to get to know those folks and for them to share a little about their life and their roles and responsibilities and opportunities you have here at HeavenEarth Church. And so it's my pleasure to welcome Kiara McGuyre to our conversation today. Kiara, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, Kiara, let's start here with what's hometown for you? Where are you from?
Clayton, Indiana. So right over by Avon, kind of.
Okay.
That's how I usually explain it because not many people know where Clayton is.
Well, I lived in Avon and Plainfield for a while,
so you probably know it.
I know that a little bit. So tell me a little bit about growing up in Clayton, Indiana. Tell me a little bit about your family. What was life like there?
Yep. I have one sister, 2 years older than me. Grew up with her. We went to Cascade, did a lot of swimming. That was our main sport. We both did that. I also did FFA, real big there. And then we also did 4-H back home. So a lot of little random things that we did.
So did you grow up on like a farm or a farm setting?
We didn't have one. One of our friends, she had llamas. So we showed llamas.
Really?
At the fair. Yep.
Well, that's interesting. So
Yeah.
you did like the county fair and that type of thing?
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. Tell a little bit about then, Kiara. Did you have any kind of a background in church when you're growing up? Was that a part of your life at all?
Yeah, we went to Hazelwood Christian Church for a
Okay.
while out there. I would say more middle school, kind of into high school is when I stopped going, when my parents, they didn't force me to go, like if I didn't want to. And I just kind of stopped going, got back into church when I made it to college.
Okay. Well, let's kind of go there. Well, you made it to college. Where'd you go to college? And tell a little bit about that experience.
I went to Franklin College. I chose there because small school, didn't want to go to a big school. I couldn't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
So went there. I studied psychology and neuroscience with a minor in chemistry. And then while I was there, I was looking for a new church to go to. I jumped around to a couple of them. And then HeavenEarth put out a request. They needed someone to run the children's ministry. So I jumped on that and then came in and been here since.
Here you are. Well, we'll get into that just a little deeper in a minute. But you did graduate from Franklin College.
Yep.
And tell me, and with your degree in psychology, you just said?
Yep.
And so tell a little about your experience there. Did you have a good experience in college?
Yeah, I loved Franklin. I thought it was great. I loved all the professors, had a really good relationship with them, and I thought it was real fun. So
Good.
loved it.
So you ended up exploring a job opportunity here at HeavenEarth Church. So tell me how that came about, how you said you saw an advertisement or something and you got connected here. So tell me about some of your first impressions about the church and the staff here, like when you were, for instance, when you were interviewing or whatever the process was for.
Yeah. I came in to interview with Ross and at the time Ashley, and it was great. They were super down to earth, really easy to talk to. So I thought it was great. Then they had me come in I don't remember when I interviewed, sometime within the week. And then they had me come in that Sunday just to get a feel for the church, see if I actually liked it. And everyone at the church was amazing. I came in, I had a sorority event directly after. So I had like glitter all over my face. Like I looked a little crazy. And I was
You look like a sorority girl.
yeah,
I guess,
I was
huh?
like, this is not the impression I want to have at a church the first time. And no one even thought a second thing about it. Everyone was just like, that's awesome. I wish I could do that. Like I would, and I was like, this is great. Like people are they just want to know you. They don't really care like how you show up. They're just happy that you're there.
So it sounded like, at that point, you were interviewing for a job and things of this nature, and but maybe there was a little more to it than that. Is that a fair thing to say, that
Yeah.
you made some personal connections that were meaningful to you?
Yeah, for sure.
And so what I'm getting at here, Kiara, is that you are on the staff here at the church in the childcare area, but it sounds like you've made a little more of a connection on a deeper level than just your job. It's not just a job for you.
Yeah, for sure.
But so that's awesome. Well, tell me a little bit then about the children's area here at HeavenEarth Church. Tell us what your a little bit more about what your responsibilities actually are in that regard.
Okay. Yeah, when I come in, I set up, I get all the stuff printed out. We have like a lesson plan that we do. We have a video that we show the kids. It's a cute little video of like animated people learning some sort of lesson about God. And then we have them do a craft. So I get all that set up, all the craft supplies out, all the video set up. And then I also make name tags for all the kids. So if they're new, everyone knows their name. If they've been there, they like to stick their name tags on their chairs so that they claim their seat. And they do that as well. But I'm usually up at the front when everyone comes in, so I can see all the kids as they come in, so I can mark
Way
them.
up at the front, you mean in the worship experience?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to try to be clear for anybody who might be listening to this, kind of how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say a family comes in for the first time. They've got two little kids. One's about 4 or 5 and one's about 8 or 9. Kind of walk us through how that would work.
Yep.
They come to church first time, and how's it going to work for them to be involved with children's church?
Yeah. So if they come in for the first time, typically I go over there, or whoever's in charge that day if don't happen to be there. But I'll go over there and I'll introduce myself, let them know I'm the one that's going to be back there with the kids if the kids decide to go back, and then get their names. We have them write down the parent's name as well, phone number, just in case, so that we have anything. We also have them put down allergies kids might have because we do birthday celebrations back there. So we try to steer clear of anything that kids might be allergic to. I know we have some like red dye allergies and stuff, so we steer clear of all of that. And then get them their name tag, and then when church starts, I'll be in the back. I stand at a little podium back there. All the name tags are up there. The kids come back. They grab their name tag. I mark off that they've made it back to me. And then we get church started.
And so just to understand, so that the children's ministry is basically happening concurrent to the main worship experience. So the person comes in and there's kind of an opening period. There's a song or two, and then the opportunity comes for the children to go back into the children's area.
Yeah.
So, and there is, say a little bit about the check-in procedure, kind of how that, I know you mentioned a little bit there, but how that's kind of a safety protocol and this kind of thing. So for the parents, who might be doing this, help them to understand clearly about the kind of the safety procedures that we have here.
Yeah. So when they come back, I'm standing there to make sure all the kids come back. And then I mark off names as the kids come back so that I know these are the kids I should have back there. If they decide not to come back there, then they're not marked off. So I know they stayed with their parents, but they are in the church. Okay. Sometimes we have kids that come back a little bit late. That's fine too. And then I mark them off as that happens. And then once I bring them back out to their parents and make sure they've made it back to their parent, then I mark off again to note this kid has made it back with their parent.
So it's a relatively simple but thorough check-in procedure. There's no loose ends. Here's what I'm trying to get.
Nope. Yeah.
The idea is no kid or no parent is going to get disconnected from one another and all that kind of thing. Everybody knows where everybody's at.
Yep.
And so did yourself or any other of the people in the children's staff have to go through any kind of protocols yourself, any kind of background check of this type of nature?
Yeah. At least I know I did. They did a background check on me. And then I'm assuming if you volunteer to go back there, because it's all volunteer-based aside from me, I'm assuming they do a background check as well. And then we also have to go through like a little thing on like keeping the kids safe, like things that we should know just to make sure that the kids are safe in that back area.
So just for it's my understanding that all volunteers go through a background check.
Yeah.
And I just think these are, I think these are important things for parents to know about if you come to HeavenEarth Church, that there's a process in place, for safety protocols and background checks and all that type of thing.
Yeah.
But tell me about what the kids get when they get back there. About how many how they divide up age-wise or group-wise, this type of thing. About how many kids do we have right now?
We've got a nursery back there. So it's typically, I would say, under like 2 or 3, around that age and younger, they go to the nursery. If they want to go to the other room, they're more than welcome to do that too. And then if we have more than like 6 kids, then we split and we do like 3 to 6 in one room and then 7 and up in the other room, just so that they kind of get more of a experience that fits with their age. And then we start back there. We do a video for them. It's like a 5-minute long video, nothing super long.
Okay.
And then ask them some questions, some basic questions about the video. And then we give them...
The video's kind of like Bible stories or
Yeah.
things of this nature? Okay.
Yeah, it's like an animated Bible story.
Yeah.
It's about like kids that are learning things in like real time.
Yeah.
And then we read a little story. We usually let the kids read it if they want to. Pass it around, they read. If they don't want to, then one of us will.
Mm-hmm.
But we always give them that option and then ask them some questions about what they read. And then we go on to the craft, which is the kids' favorite part, of course. And the craft changes every week. We just find something that they might want to do.
You and the other volunteers are kind of responsible for getting the craft things together and the lesson plans and what have you that are there, right?
Yep. The lesson plan is something that we, I believe, purchase. So it's pre-made for us.
Right.
It's uploaded, and I just print it out when I come in, and then we all read over it to make sure we know what's going on, what the kids should be learning. Yeah,
part of what I'm getting at is this is not just kind of a fly by the seat of your pants type of thing. There is a plan here. There's a biblically based theme or message.
Yeah.
The kids get. You have a group like 2 or 3 groups is what I understand. You got like a nursery group and then
the
lower elementary, upper elementary, and
Yep.
So about how many kids you have in each group? About how many? Let's just take one at a time. But on any given Sunday, about how many do we have in the nursery group?
I would say there's usually 2 or 3 in the nursery. It's not usually too big.
Then a lower elementary or preschool group?
So we haven't split in a while.
Okay.
So they're combined right now, but typically we're around 5 or 6 any given day. And it's usually the same typical group that comes in that's here pretty much every week.
Okay. And this is a little bit subjective, but from your viewpoint, are the kids having fun? Are they wanting to be there?
Yeah. Okay. They're always ready. They're always ready for the video. They come in. I always ask, "Are we ready to start our movie?" Is what we call it. It's not a movie, and they're thrilled. They love the new videos. It's one that we just started, I think, 2 months ago. This year. So.
Well, that's good because one of the things that's death knell of any group is when people get bored, especially kids. So we did. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And then so you have the lesson plans and you have the safety procedures. We've got anywhere from 4 or 5 to 8 or 10 kids back there at any given time, and people are having fun, and that good thing. What kind of feedback are you getting from parents? Are they feel good about it, pleased about it? Yeah, I think so. They usually tell me if I end up talking to the parents like in depth afterwards. The kids usually come out they get a prize at the end of every day. Usually showing off their prizes. Sure. We also like to, every once in a while, make a list of, as we call them, a list of demands for Ross. Oh, okay. Which is what the kids want back there. It's usually a wild list. They asked for a unicorn and a narwhal last week. Oh, okay, good. Not sure if Ross is going to deliver on that, but hopefully. Put the pressure on. There you go. Well, that's awesome. Kind of theme there. Narwhal and a unicorn got the horn thing. I was like, I don't know if he can make that happen, but we'll let him know. Hey, there you go. Well, that's all awesome. So just to kind of complete the thinking here, then, Kiara, at the end of the children's time, how do the kids get dismissed to go back out to their parents? How does that work? Yeah, we have them line up at the door. The door's always closed back there. If there's 2 of us in there, it's closed. There's a window on the door as well. If there's only one of us back there for any reason, like the other one went to the bathroom or just something like that, then we leave the door open. Just
to make sure people feel more comfortable. But we have them line up at the door towards the end, and then someone will be in the front. One of the teachers back there will be in the front, and we'll just lead them out and then make sure that they get to their parents, which the ones that are there every week typically, once they get out there, they run back to their parents.
They know the drill,
Yep.
don't they? Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I just think any vibrant, vital church has a vibrant, vital children's ministry.
Yep. And
it has to feel safe and secure, but also worthwhile, that the parents and the kids, that's one of the things that people say, that they'll come to church in the first place for many reasons. They stay, and if they have kids, then oftentimes they'll stay because their kids are being served well, and that's such an important thing. In your experience in the church here, overall, because I know you're involved with other things, I just see you be a part of things besides children's ministry. One of the things that's said about HeavenEarth Church, if you feel like you don't fit in church, you fit in here. I want you to kind of respond to that question. First of all, do you think that's true? And if so, how?
I think so. I don't know that I've ever necessarily felt like I didn't fit in at churches. There were definitely churches I didn't feel the most comfortable going to. But when I came here, like I said, I came in with glitter and sequins and jewels on my face. No one thought a single thing about it.
Yeah.
Everyone here is they just are happy that you're showing up and that you want to be here. So I think that's really neat. But yeah, I feel like if you don't necessarily fit in a church, you can usually come here and find a spot here. Everyone here's super nice. They just want to get to know you personally. And
so outside the children's ministry, have you found people been, engaged with you, receptive to you, and vice versa?
Oh yeah. Anytime I come in, which I'm here before most people because I come in at 9, but everyone's always, the moment any of us walk in, everyone's saying hey, talking to you.
Yeah.
We all catch up at the beginning, just talk about what's been going on.
Sure.
Past week, whatever.
Good.
Which I think is really neat.
Have you been involved with any other activities in the church besides the children's ministry? I know you attend worship.
Yep. I also do we call it Tiny Church. It's like the young adult kind of group that we do. And we do that. We started up every once in a while and then do like a lesson plan for so many weeks and then break and then start it up again. So I've been doing that for the past, I think, 2 or 3 times that we've done it. And I love that. I don't feel, I've done a few like youth groups before and I never felt comfortable asking questions, talking. Like, it felt like people wanted me to know everything about the Bible.
Right.
And I don't, and I'm not going to claim that I do. But this group, I really feel like I can voice my opinion or ask a question and no one's going to make me feel bad about it.
So this is basically kind of a young adult group, is that right?
Yeah.
So it's a group that you're a part of rather than have responsibility to.
Yes.
And so you can engage in a different sort of way.
Yeah.
So that's good. I think it's good. We are developing relationships, is really what it's all about here and any church. And that's what we're about. One of the mission statements of HeavenEarth Church is we exist to make a lasting impact in our community. So I want you to reflect with me about that question for a second there, Kiara. Again, do you think that's true? And if so, how? We exist to make a lasting impact in our community.
I think aside from people just being able to come in and feel more welcome here, I also know my full-time job, I work in upstream prevention.
Okay.
And I know when I got the job there, they told me that HeavenEarth Church was involved with them as well. They were like, oh, we do stuff with HeavenEarth Church all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I didn't know that. So I thought that was really neat. My boss talks to Ross quite often about like getting help with things, or the recovery church that they run here. We've had them come help us with, we're setting up a new office, come help us paint or things like that. So the church really does step out of its way to help other people in the community.
Yeah. So you got that connection with upstream prevention. And why don't you just share a little bit of what that's about, what that organization is, and then what your role is at Upstream Prevention?
Upstream Prevention kind of works. It's an umbrella company, so there's like little things under it, but basically works on mental health, suicide prevention, recovery, a whole bunch of different things. I work in the recovery portion of it, so I'm the manager at the Recovery Cafe of Johnson County, which is in Franklin, and I kind of set up the cafe every day that we have it, do that, and then I help people find jobs, houses, different things like that.
So it's just, to be clear, it's kind of a social services or social work sort of a position?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. How's that going?
I love it. I think it's a great job. I like being able to help people, and it's really rewarding just being there, being able to hang out with them, talk to people.
Do you see any correlation between your involvement with Upstream Prevention and what's happening here at HeavenEarth Church?
I mean, one of my big roles at Upstream was like getting the office set up, because that's where we're going to start running the cafe out of.
Okay.
So there is that correlation. Just they run the recovery church here, and I do the recovery cafe at Upstream.
Okay.
So getting those groups kind of together, or possibly getting them together to help work together.
Yeah. So, Kiara, just a couple more things. You're involved here at HeavenEarth Church, Upstream Prevention, and you've got a degree in psychology. You obviously have a heart for people, for all those things. Teach me that. So tell me how you've seen your heart for people lit up, so to speak, but what you've experienced here at HeavenEarth Church. An aha moment, a moment when you said, this is something cool, that maybe God's in this, or something like that.
I think, honestly, just working with the kids, they're so fascinating back there because they watch the same videos that I watch.
Okay.
I watch them with them. And like I said, I'm not going to claim that I know everything about the Bible. I definitely don't. But they come up with things that I would have never thought about. And it's really neat to hear the kids like share, like, well, you could do this to help people, or you could do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would have never thought, like, they think of things that are so much simpler than, like, I feel like people, when you hear, I want to help people, they think extreme. Like, you want to cure all the diseases in the world. And the kids are like, you could just hold the door for someone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's honestly
pretty cool, huh?
It's smart, and it's such an easy way to just make someone feel a little bit better about themselves.
So what those kids did touched your life too, right?
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, you're a people person. People enjoy you. People enjoy being around you. I've seen and observed that. You kind of light up their life a little bit with your countenance and your smile and things like that. I got a feeling that there are people in your world who occasionally come to you with whatever's going on with them, relationship issues, health, work related, things like that. Does it ever happen to you with the people in your world, your life? People come to you and kind of share with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not going to go, we're not looking for dig up dirt on other people, this kind of thing. But what I'm after here is that if there's somebody who's kind of confided in you and something that's kind of serious, and because they believe in you and they trust in you, and they think you're a helpful person in these areas. Do you think would you be comfortable as a part of helping that person, inviting them to check out HeavenEarth Church? Could that be a part of what helping that person could be about?
Yeah, definitely. And I have.
Okay.
Without getting too much into what happened, one of my family friends, was struggling with something that Ross had just done like a sermon over. And I was like, you need to come to church, talk to him, or watch it online. If you don't want to come into church, I get that. That can be hard. Watch online. And then I sent the link to it. And from my understanding, it really did help. They didn't think about certain things that he had talked about, and they really liked it. They do live quite far away, so I don't know that they would ever actually be able to make it out here unless they
Right.
were already out here. But
But
they
you felt comfortable making that invitation.
Yeah, for sure.
So along the same line, let's just say for whatever reason, life happens and you're no longer employed here as a staff person, but you're still around. Do you think being a part of Heaven Earth Church is something that you would still could see yourself being a part of?
Yeah, definitely. I was looking at med schools out of state, so
Okay.
obviously that would mean I can't work here
Right.
every Sunday. And that was probably the hardest thing to think about. I was like, I really enjoy going to the church. I don't want to not be there.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll still come back. Like when I come back on my breaks and stuff, I'll still make my way out here on Sundays for sure.
So you feel that connection here.
Yeah.
Well, just one more thing. We see this podcast as an opportunity for people, as you mentioned, your friend, to watch the services online and to see these interviews and such. So let's just say there's someone who may be watching this here today who's kind of thinking about, okay, I might want to at least consider checking out Heaven Earth Church, and maybe they've got a couple of kids or whatever, but for whatever reason, what would you say to that family that maybe at least thinking about checking out Heaven Earth Church? Why should they do that, and what would you say to them?
I think I would just tell them to definitely try it. I don't personally think you'll regret it. I think coming in here, you might, everyone's a little nervous coming in somewhere new that they've never been before. I fully understand that. But if you show up, everyone's going to make you feel welcome. No one's going to make you feel out of place. That'll never be their intention at all. And always, if there's ever any concern, especially within the kids area, they can always bring that to me. If they ever want to make sure or know exactly how things are ran, I would be more than happy to show them the space, show them exactly what we do and how we do it.
Yeah. So, for instance, somebody reached out through the podcast here and just wanted a little more information about the childcare area before they even checked it out.
Yeah.
You'd be a resource to be available to them.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Very good. Well, that is awesome. Well, just tremendous to visit today with Kiara McGuyre. And she is part of the delightful people that you can get to know here at Heaven Earth Church. And a church that's really all about helping people who, for whatever reason, may have felt like they didn't fit in church. You could fit in here. And as Kiara's mentioned, she has fit in here very well and is a delight in the children's area particularly. And she has been a part of what we're about. So if you check out Heaven Earth Church, one of the many people you can get to know, especially if you have kids, and interested in that is Kiara McGuyre. So Kiara, thank you for being our guest here today on the Heaven Earth Church podcast. All right. Thank you for joining us today on Heaven Earth Church podcast. I'm Brad Miller, the producer of the podcast. We hope to see you next time here at Heaven Earth Church. We worship 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time here in Whiteland, Indiana on Main Street. You can always catch us online here on the podcast and on YouTube. That's it for the Heaven Earth Church podcast for today. Blessings on you in every way.